Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my bookish world. I'm Alex, and today I'm a little different position. I'm just turned around a little bit because I have a large stack of books on the other side from my book haul, and this just looked nicer to do first. So I'm sorry, first of all, that my video scheduling is weird. And it has been. I'm trying to do Tuesday, Thursday, or Tuesday. I'm trying to go back to Tuesdays. I was trying to get caught up by doing Tuesday, Thursday, but it's become more Saturday, Tuesday, sometimes a Thursday thrown in there. I'm hoping to get back to Tuesdays exclusively soon. But yeah, things are crazy. I just started an internship as well as I'm working at my job, so I'm doing a lot of things. But I did want to come here and do my January wrap up. I know it's a little late, but better late than never, right? So yeah, let's get started. I read 5 books during the month of January. Now, technically I started, I guess one of them. I guess I started 2 of them in January. Two I started in January, but I finished them in February, so I'm counting them towards my February goal because I think I honestly read more of them in February. But I read and finished 5 in January. So let's talk about those. So the first one I read was a very easy read, but it was The Hobie Climb by Amanda Gorman. This is the poem that she read at the inauguration in 2021. I just read this as an ebook. I gave it 4 stars. I'll be honest, I don't think I paid much attention during the actual inauguration because I was doing homework while watching, so I didn't actually read the poem. But it was a really pretty poem, and it was really sweet. So yeah, 4 stars. I definitely recommend reading it. And then I read and finished The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This is the first book in a new, romance series, and it got huge on TikTok, and just in general on the internet, so I decided to pick it up. Basically, this follows a third-year PhD candidate, Olive, who doesn't believe in lasting love and really doesn't have time for a relationship, but her friend is interested in this guy that she used to kind of date or have a thing with. And so to throw her off and make her friend go out with this guy and not whatever, she decides to just kiss the first person that she sees, which ends up being Dr. Adam Carlson, who is a young hotshot professor who is kind of known for being a jerk for students. But a romance blooms, obviously. I really enjoyed this. I was kind of worried because the description is super cheesy, but it's not as cheesy as it sounds, and I was really happy about that. I absolutely adored it. And I can't wait to read more by Ali Hazelwood, specifically more romances kind of set in this world. I also just kind of want to see Olive and Adam again because they were cute. Now, I will say, TikTok said this was spicy. And, okay, don't get me wrong. There was a spicy scene in here. It was good. But it's not spicy. It's not that spicy. There's one scene. And, again, while that's fine, I think that this is more towards a beginning level romance reader. Just my opinion. The next book that I read was actually one that I read as an audiobook, called The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller, and I'll be honest, I listened to this over... I listened to this over, a few weeks. Basically, I got COVID in January, so I was kind of out of it, and I finished, I was listening to it before that, and then I ended up listening to it after COVID, trying to get caught up, because I wanted to finish it in January. But I did end up giving this 3.5 stars. I think it's about this chick, Alessandra or something like that, who wants to, have power. So she decides to seduce this prince, this king, and, murder him. But things kind of happen. This is a Shadow King. Honestly, I would like to reread this at some point just because I read it in just a very odd spot because I was taking so much time to read this. I do think I would probably enjoy it more. Also, I do think that this has the potential, and Trisha Levenseller in general this is YA. I definitely think she could write adult fantasy. like, it was way spicier than I imagined for a YA fantasy, but I do think that it could be something else. Oh, dang it, I completely skipped over a book. Before I finished The Shadows Between Us, I read Wicked Souls by Katie Wismer, which is the sequel to The Marionettes. I don't know why I just completely skipped over this. But I read this during the time that I had COVID. And I finished it while I had COVID. But, yawns everywhere. Basically, this follows our main character, Valerie Darkmoor, who is a witch, a blood witch, but she's a blood witch. Basically, things start happening, at her very high society witch thing, and, it kind of, like, gets out of hand. And she's paired up with the prince, who is a vampire, and yeah. I don't really know how to describe it. I'm really excited for the third book. I think the first one kind of disappointed me a little bit because it wasn't as spicy as the author was saying. This one upped the spice level a little bit, and I definitely think it's going to continue throughout the series. I don't know how long the series is going to be, but this is book 2, and I think book 3 comes out sometime later this year, but I'm excited. Okay, and then I also gave that one a 4.5 stars, though. I still really enjoyed it. And then the last book that I read and finished during the month of January was Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This basically follows a girl named Elsie who gets married very quickly to this dude that she meets. And they hadn't been dating for very long. They get married. It's kind of a whirlwind romance. And honestly, I thought it was a really sweet romance. But this isn't a spoiler. It's in the synopsis. It happens in, like, the first chapter. After getting married, like, a week after or something like that, her husband dies in a car crash, and so she has to deal with the repercussions of her mother-in-law not knowing who she is, nobody really in his family knowing too much about the relationship, and her not knowing his family, while also dealing with the loss of her husband, who she had only had for, like, a week. And it's a really sad story, but I think it definitely gets more hopeful. But you follow basically a dual timeline. One timeline is of them from the time that they meet to their wedding, like, it's their falling in love story, and then you also follow present day after he has died. It's a really touching story. I really enjoy what Taylor Jenkins Reid does with her stories, and I believe this is actually, let's see, is this her first novel? Yeah, so this is her first book, and I don't think the writing was quite as on par as her other books, but she does such a nice twist with her adult novels, when she does adult contemporary. Everyone that I've read has always had such an interesting concept. I'm currently reading After I Do by her, and it's such it's an idea, and I adore it. But I really enjoyed this one still. I gave it a 4.25. And yeah, that's it for my January wrap-up. I did start reading Indivisible by Daniel Ailman. Probably Ailman. And Call Us What We Carry by Amanda Gorman, but I will talk about those more in my February wrap-up. So far, I am on a great track to reading this month, which is surprising because it's the shortest month of the year. But I've already finished 4 books, so that's cool. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Follow my social media down below. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!